So let's circle back to your childhood. And I guess growing up, you said you're one of three kids, and your parents. Just talk about the dynamic of growing up, and I understand that they got a divorce, and receiving and reacting to the news, adjusting to the new normal, and reflections on that, as far as how that sort of paved the way for your journey into this profession.
So I talk about it a lot in my bio on my website and in my book as well, how being the youngest of three kids that got to see parents together, not because they loved each other, they were together because they had three kids. And it was easier to be together and raise kids than apart. Unfortunately, as the youngest, they couldn't make it those last 4 years of my high school days, and they got divorced when I was in ninth grade. And I just recall coming home, and my wife my mom was like, "I got something to show you." And we drove to a house, and she said, "Hey, this is your new house. I'm leaving your dad." And in that moment, I lost my sense of reality. And I knew it wasn't rational, but I felt like it was my fault. I felt like I was to blame for my parents not making it. And in that moment, too, I also realized that I wanted to create a career that could prevent other people from feeling what I had to feel in that moment when my parents didn't make it. And I believe that's where I kind of learned more about what I wanted to do, and the calling of therapy came to me. And I suppressed that calling for a long time until my wife and I had our child in college. But that experience is something that you don't get over. You learn to live with it. It's a grief, it's a loss. Every person that's had parents divorce, in the back of their mind, we rationalize that it may not have been good for them to be together, but you still are that missing child who desires to have that dynamic that no longer exists anymore.